Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're celebrating 5 of the finest watches you can own for under, or just around, a few $100s. These are the watches that consistently top recommendation lists, dominate forum discussions, and earn the kind of devoted daily wear that far more expensive timepieces sometimes fail to inspire. From a design icon that redefined what a G-Shock could look like to a cocktail-inspired dress watch of breathtaking beauty, these 5 picks represent the absolute sweet spot of watchmaking value. If you're new to the hobby or simply looking for your next affordable obsession, this list is for you. Let's get into it. Number 5. Casio G Shock GA2100. The Casio G Shock GA2100, affectionately nicknamed the CasiOak by the collecting community for its unmistakable resemblance to a certain legendary Swiss luxury sports watch, is the most visually striking G-Shock Casio has produced in decades, and its impact on the watch world since its 2019 introduction has been genuinely remarkable. The octagonal bezel and integrated resin bracelet create a silhouette of surprising sophistication, transforming the G-Shock formula from pure utility object into something with genuine design ambition. The analog-digital display combines the legibility of traditional hands with the functional depth of a digital module, delivering world time, stopwatch, countdown timer, and full G-Shock shock resistance in a package slim enough to slide comfortably under a dress shirt cuff, an achievement no previous G-Shock of comparable capability had managed. Carbon core guard construction makes the case extraordinarily light on the wrist, despite its bold proportions, and the 200-meter water resistance ensures it remains a true G-Shock in every meaningful sense. The GA2100 sparked a wave of premium reinterpretations in metal and collaboration editions, but the original resin version remains the purest and most honest expression of what makes this design so compelling. It is a watch that makes people stop and ask questions, and at its price, that is nothing short of extraordinary. The Casio G Shock GA2100 retails for approximately $99 USD. Number 4. Orient Bambino version 4. The Orient Bambino version 4 is the dress watch that the entry-level market desperately needed, and Orient delivered with quiet, almost nonchalant excellence. Where most affordable dress watches make obvious concessions in dial quality, case finishing, or movement credibility, the Bambino version 4 refuses to cut corners in any of the places that actually matter to a discerning eye. The domed crystal, a design choice that immediately evokes mid-century watchmaking elegance, curves gracefully above the dial surface, catching light with a warmth that flat sapphire crystals at any price point struggle to replicate. Beneath it, the white dial with its applied Roman numeral indices and blued steel hands creates a composition of genuine classical beauty, the kind of restrained formality that works as naturally at a wedding as in a business meeting. Orient's in-house caliber F6C7-24 automatic movement powers the Bambino with hand-winding and hacking functionality, a level of movement completeness that Swiss competitors at 3 times the price sometimes still fail to include. The 40.5mm case size strikes a balance between vintage-appropriate proportion and modern wearability that few competitors have matched. For the buyer who wants a real dress watch with real mechanical soul at an almost implausibly honest price, the Bambino version 4 remains the definitive answer. The Orient Bambino version 4 retails for approximately $130, $160 USD. Number 3. Seiko 5 Sports SRPD55. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD55 is the watch that made an entire generation reconsider what $50 more than a fashion watch could buy, and the answer, it turns out, is quite a lot. The SRPD55 delivers a boldly designed 42.5mm sports case with a fully automatic mechanical movement, a day-date complication, 100-meter water resistance, and a deep blue dial of genuine visual appeal, all wrapped in a package that wears with far more confidence and character than its modest price has any right to suggest. The Jubilee-style bracelet, historically associated with watches costing many times more, gives the SRPD55 a finishing touch that elevates its wrist presence considerably, and the finishing quality across both the case and bracelet reflects Seiko's manufacturing scale and expertise operating in its favor at every price point. The Seiko 4R36 movement inside is not the most accurate caliber available, but it is dependable, serviceable, and carries the legitimate credibility of genuine Seiko in-house production. The SRPD55 in its vivid blue configuration has become one of the most photographed and recommended watches on the internet for good reason. It simply looks far more expensive than it is, and it backs that appearance up with honest mechanical integrity. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD55 retails for approximately $250. This is $280 USD. Number 2, Timex Marlin Automatic TW2T22700. The Timex Marlin Automatic TW2T22700 is an American watchmaking story worth telling, a revival of one of Timex's most beloved vintage references, reintroduced with faithful attention to the proportions and aesthetic sensibility that made the original Marlin a fixture on American wrists throughout the 1960s and 1970s. The 34mm case is an immediate statement of vintage conviction in an era dominated by oversized sports watches, and it rewards the collector willing to embrace that proportion with a wearing experience of extraordinary elegance and lightness. The silver dial with its clean chapter ring, simple baton indices, and classic Timex typography is a study in mid-century American graphic design, unpretentious, legible, and genuinely charming in a way that no amount of modern design engineering can simply manufacture. A Miyota automatic movement powers the Marlin reliably, and the leather strap, in tan or black, completes a package that photographs like a vintage find but wears with the consistency and reliability of a new watch. The Marlin Automatic occupies a cultural and aesthetic space entirely its own. It is neither trying to be a Swiss watch nor apologizing for being American, and that quiet confidence is a large part of its considerable charm. For the collector who values character, history, and wearability above specification sheet metrics, the Marlin is deeply satisfying. The Timex Marlin Automatic TW2T22700 retails for approximately $179 US. Number 1. Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43 takes the top position on today's list because it achieves something that watchmaking at any price level rarely accomplishes. It produces a genuinely emotional response the first time you see it in person. The dial is the story. Inspired by the shimmer and depth of a classic cocktail, the SRPB43's white mother-of-pearl dial with its gradient blue and pink lacquer finishing catches light with a shifting, luminous complexity that no photograph adequately captures. It breathes and changes with every movement of the wrist, transitioning from pale silver to deep iridescent blue, depending on the angle and the light source, making it one of the most visually dynamic dials available at any price point in the entire watch market. The applied indices and Dauphine hands are finished with a crispness and precision that reflects Seiko's Shizukishi manufacture operating at its most careful and considered. The 40.5mm case, exhibition case back revealing the beautifully decorated caliber 4R35 movement, and slim profile combine to create a watch that wears with the assurance of something costing significantly more. The Cocktail Time series has become one of Seiko's most celebrated modern lines for the very simple reason that it makes people feel something. And in a market saturated with technically competent but emotionally inert timepieces, that capacity for a genuine delight is the rarest and most valuable quality of all. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43 retails for approximately $350–400 USD.